Hello everyone and welcome back to Java Forever course. Currently we are learning for loops, and in today's class we will learn some of the basic rules we should follow when creating or constructing a for loop. In the previous class we learned about the syntax, we saw a flow diagram, we also saw how to convert, we understood the three parts of a for loop, which was initialization or initializer. That counter, what I mean is, right, when we say the for and we say int I equal to 0, I less than equal to 10, and we say I plus plus. These three parts makes a for loop. In this one, this is what I call it like counter. This is the condition, and third one is increment. Update, in fact I should actually say update of increment, update of counter or counter update, right? Which is, you can also say, in another words, I equal to I plus 1. Now in this case, what we have, some of the basic rules that we need to follow. The first rule says the counter variable can appear in a statement inside the loop, but its value should not be entered. The counter, I can use it here. I can say print print line. Again, I'm omitting system.out.println, and I can say print I. I can use the variable inside. I can read the value, but I should never change the value of I equal to something else. You should not do that. That will give you unwanted result. So it's okay to read the value of I and use it in your block here, code block, but do not alter the value of I, because you are changing the value of I already on this side here. Same thing applies to the final value. This value, suppose you say here, rather than using a number, suppose I say j, and now you're trying to change the value of j inside this loop. You're dynamically altering the condition. So it is possible that accidentally you are creating an infinite loop. So try not to do that. Third one, the value when we say I equal, the second rule, that's first rule. The second rule says the offset should never be 0. What it means is when you say I equal to I plus 1, this value 1 is offset. This is the value we are changing this is the value by which we are changing the value of I. So this offset should never be 0. You should never say I equal to I plus 0. You should not do that. This means if I doing this, we will be incrementing we are keeping the value I as it is, and that means the loop will become infinite. This condition will never be false, and you will never come out of the loop. Third rule says the initial value, if the initial value, which is I, is smaller than the final value, which means that I is less than 10. Let me rewrite this just to make it clear. Sorry about that. So when we say that for int I equal to 0, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus. The third rule says that initial value I, if it is smaller than final value, and offset is negative. So when you say I equal to, rather than saying I plus plus, let's say I minus minus, or I equal to I minus 1. You are reducing, the offset is minus 1 here. You are reducing the value, right? If you look at graphically, if this is your initial value I, and this is your final value 10, and you want to move in this direction, then offset, this plus 1 or minus 1, has to be positive. So when this value is less than 10, then you want to increase the value. But if you keep the offset negative, that means your loop will never perform any operation. It will get out of this loop immediately. Take an example. You start with 10. You start with 0. My bad. Start with 0. Want to go to 10, but you want to go in a minus value. You are, rather than saying I plus plus, you want to say I minus minus. Suppose you do that, or by mistake, you are saying from I equal to 0, I minus minus, you will continue. The initial value is smaller than the final value and offset is negative, then it will perform zero loop, zero iteration. It will get out of this loop. That's what it means. In other scenario, when initial value is greater than final value, let's say initial value is 10 and you want to go up to 0. When this value is 10 and you want to go up to 0, you are going in the, actually I should do other way around. Let me again rewrite it. Let's say we say for int I equal to 10, I less than equal to 0, and I plus plus. This is what this rule says, that initial value is greater than the final value. Initial value is 10 and final value is 0, and you want to go in a positive manner. It doesn't make sense, because assume you are at 10 here and you want to go to 0, but you are doing positive. That means you are going to 11, 12, 13 and you are not going to the 0. So naturally your loop will not perform even a single time. It will perform 0 iteration. But in some cases, you may want to do it where it can be useful, but you have to, go by the scenario where you want to execute only once or twice, and inside you want to go and break and all that part. So let's follow the basic rules when we construct a for condition or the for loop. And by following this rule, we should be able to iterate. We should be able to repeat the tasks mentioned in this block here. Okay, that's all in today's class. And this is also the end of the section in loop. In the next class, we will learn a new concept, a new chapter for nested loops. I'll see you guys again. Definitely practice. You have a quiz and a couple of tests here, you can see. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Do subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.